And if they're charging more, it's the same thickness or whatnot, then no, I won't buy it. That's the whole reason I didn't buy Venom.
Right.
That came out. I looked at that book and it was $4 or $5.99. I held it in my hand for about 2 seconds. Like, nope, I'm not gonna buy it. It felt like, and I'm like, I was so disappointed. I'm like, come on, man, this is your flagship title, or one of them. Mm-hmm. Ron V, Al Ewing, on board, excitement, and you just took a big old dump right on the cover, and it looks horrible. Hey everyone, welcome to Comics with Bueller. As always, I'm Bueller, and today is episode 142 of the brand new Coffee and Comic Show. And as you can see, I'm not alone. I got my good friend Bob here with me. Bob, welcome back. We haven't been here for a while. How you doing?
I'm doing okay, man. I mean, even though I've seen you,
yeah,
this feels like forever.
Yeah, it's been like a month.
Yeah, I don't think we've ever had a break this long from it.
Yeah, and obviously we took a break to take care of some business and personal matters. A lot of you guys are aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
But you know what? We are back now, and we're going to be doing some videos for a while. We're probably going to take the Christmas weekend off. Probably busy that weekend.
Yeah.
But we'll be back doing these regular basis for the time being. And I say for the time being because I'll be honest, just looking at the schedule, there's less than about 10 episodes left.
Before
we're done.
Before we're done completely.
Before we're done on this version.
On this version, exactly.
Coffee and Comic Show. I mean, it'll roll right into February.
Because you're going to start rolling.
And I'm going to start rolling out. So, I mean, really think about it. I mean, 150 or right around there might be our last episode of this version of the Coffee Show.
This version of the Coffee Show. And,
yeah.
And it might be a little bit before we actually start up.
Yeah.
Because I got some stuff to do around here.
There you go. He'll be busy guy. So anyway, but we always start off with the coffee that we're drinking, and of course, it's brought to you by Mocha Express, the official coffee shop, local coffee shop of Comics with Bueller. What are you drinking today, Bob?
Today, I am having a 6-shot Americano with some sugar-free vanilla sweetener, and this time I put some cream in there.
6 shots.
Mm-hmm.
Is that enough?
Mm-mm.
What's the most you've ever gotten?
8.
8 shots?
8 shots at once.
Really? That's it?
Yeah.
Why don't you just go for a full 10? Can you handle 10?
I probably could.
I think if you really tried, you could handle 12.
Yeah, I've done that before. I've gotten a 6-shot in the morning, and then right about mid-afternoon, I got another 6-shot. So,
so 2 6s instead of 1 12?
Exactly.
All right, whatever works for you.
You know. But this is really good.
Awesome.
It's tasty.
Anyway, I'm having the Bueller, which is my signature coffee right here at Mocha Express.
Which is a peanut butter mocha.
It's a peanut butter mocha. It tastes like peanut butter and chocolate, which is like a Reese's peanut butter cup. So,
there you go.
And a hot Reese's peanut butter cup.
You're just a hot mess this morning.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's so good. It really does taste good.
I'm so surprised you didn't get the eggnog.
I've been drinking a lot of eggnog there.
I bet you
a
have.
lot of eggnog. It was so neat because my buddy Damon, he actually bought eggnog for the store. He didn't have any, and then I got the very last of it, and it was for his wife, and so I denied his wife the eggnog. It felt so good. There's only a little bit left. I go, is that for Erica? And they're like, yes. I go, I'll take it. And I go, make sure to tell her that I'm the one who used it.
That's how he rolls.
That's
folks.
right.
That's
Boom!
how he rolls.
I felt so good. I go, I just made it was like 10 o'clock in the morning. My day was set. That was good for the rest of the day. So
just knowing some lady was like completely frustrated she didn't get her eggnog for the
That's
morning.
right. Sorry, Erica. What are you gonna do? Let's go ahead and do a rundown of the show real quick. We'll tell you what we're going to cover today. We'll start off with some announcements and thank yous. We'll do our first 5 brought to you by Bird City Comics. We have our topic today, which is, are comic books too expensive? I was just telling Bob, we visited this back in December of 2019.
Wow.
And we have some statistics that we did from them, and we're going to compare them to today, because I have a whole sheet of statistics that I did last night over the last 3 months of comics, the average price and all that good stuff. So stick around. You're going to want to know the information. It's very interesting, to say the least. And that's brought to you by Black Box Comics as well. We'll have our final 5 brought to you by Bird City Comics. We have our Was It Good segment brought to you by Comics on Coffee, where we review some of the books we read this week, and we tell you the books we're going to read next week. Mm-hmm. And I think you got some pretty good ones. I got some good ones. It was nice reading some books again. It's been a while. And then we have some random thoughts. We're going to talk about probably the Hawkeye show. I know we've both seen all 3 episodes and stuff like that. We're going to tell you what we think people have asked us. And some other random things here and there that we probably will come up. So it should be a lot of fun. And then our random thoughts is brought to you by multiple people. Patreon, Scout Comics, whatnot, all that good stuff. So it should be a good show.
Awesome.
Looking forward to it. It's been a while.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's go ahead and start off with just some quick announcements really fast. So this Tuesday morning, so tomorrow, I'm going to be on Nerdette's newsstand on their live stream on Tuesday morning. So I was supposed to be on there like a couple weeks ago, and I had a brain fart, and I missed it. You know, I just got busy, and I feel really bad, and I disappointed yet another woman, and now I get my chance to redeem myself. Hopefully I can. But if my track record stays the same, I gotta apologize to her already because it's probably not gonna happen. But I'm looking forward to hanging out with her and talking some comics and some new stuff. But that will be Tuesday morning. This coming Friday night, I'm gonna be hosting on my channel. Nick from Dynamite Comics, we're gonna be doing another auction.
Nice.
And so this Friday night, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll be hosting the auction. They'll be selling a bunch of stuff. They have artwork, original prints, autographs, a whole bunch of stuff. We did it before. It went really well. And we're going to go ahead and do it again. So looking forward to that. So join us this Friday. And don't forget to join Nerdette's newsstand tomorrow morning. We'll talk about some new comics and stuff. I want to say thank you real quick. And the reason why we were gone for about a month, we had our good friend Sam pass away. And most of you guys already know this. We've talked about it quite a bit. We raised over $8,000 for the family. And just fantastic. We sold a bunch of his collection to people all over the world, honestly, went to Canada and Australia, all over, you name it. And $8,000 in 2 auctions. And then we took the rest of the collection after we kind of, myself and some friends kind of looked through it and grabbed some stuff we wanted. We were given permission to kind of pick what we wanted. We donated the rest of the collection to a local family with multiple kids and cousins and a younger family and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
They get to enjoy this other generation of Sam's comics, a lot of true believers, a lot of really cool Spider-Man books and stuff like that. So
that's exactly what Sam would have wanted.
Yeah. So I want to say thank you everyone for supported the auction. I believe everyone's received their books and everything, so thank you so much. We're going to be doing more stuff in honor of Sam in the future, and really looking forward to some really neat things that kind of the comic book community is putting together, especially the Portland Comic crew. We're going to be doing some things for Sam, so should be a lot of fun. But I just want to say thank you to everyone for the support. I mean, $8,000, the family had no idea, and really helped them out quite a bit. So. And that money is in their hands. It's all delivered, awesome. And there you go. So, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, let's go ahead and get to our regular segment.
Here we go.
It's been so long. Let's go ahead and do our first 5,
all
brought to you by Bird City Comics. You go to birdcitycomics.com, and the code Bueller, you save 10% on books and T-shirts and hats and maybe groceries. I don't know, something like that. But Bob, you want to go first?
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I got some recent pickups that I've got from online here lately, and I got Captain America and the Falcon number 142.
Nice.
These are all Cap books. Love it. This one is number 143. Love these covers. This is like one of my favorite covers. Issue number 148. Some good Red Skull action on there. And then we got issue 151.
Nice.
And last but not least, we got issue 154. I love that cover too.
Not bad.
There's my first 5.
Yeah, some Cap goodness.
Some Cap goodness.
All right, on. All right, so I got my first 5, and I think you know a little bit about it because I bought a slab.
You did.
And I just had to buy it, and it's Proctor Valley Road, number 1, 9.8. It's the 1 in 50, and CBCS or whatnot. And I found it at my LCS for $50.
It's a steal.
And this thing's selling for like $300.
Right.
And it was just recently on like the top 10 list, you know, and this has been optioned. And I've been a fan of this series since it came out. So I mean, I was all on board. I have the other one, the 1 in 20, and the other cover as well. So I got the full set. So anyway, I got my slab. I'm going to hold on to this for a while because I think it's a decent investment.
Yeah,
so
I think so
maybe
too.
if it's $1,000 someday, I'll sell it and buy Bob some biscuits or something.
Hey, biscuits for Bob.
Return the favor.
But second slab he's ever bought in his life. I applaud you.
Thank you so much. All right, the rest of my final five. We have Spawn 324. Of course, you guys know I gotta get this. This is another cover for it right there. This book was sent to me. I showed it the other day. This is Suicide Jockeys. This is the Roadhouse homage. This is sent to me by Descending Climax, which is just awesome. I said, man, I remember seeing this book. I was like, oh, it's so cool. I hope I get a copy. And I never saw it. I never even saw the regular issue. And so it was sent to me, so thank you very much. Awesome. And then we have this David Mack, Shinokage, number 4 or 5, the silver shiny cover right there.
Holo foil variant.
It's pretty cool, man. And thank you, Black Box Comics, for sending us a nice little pile. We're actually able to do a giveaway with some of the extra ones. So, because I know you already got them.
Yeah, I did. I get them. They also sent me one of those.
Yeah.
And I love that series, and so glad it's back because man, that 4th issue was awesome.
You love your samurai stuff.
I do.
So there you go. That's our first 5, brought to you by Bird City Comics. Like I said before, go to their website, enter code Bueller. You save 10% on your groceries, maybe just comics and a hat. So let's go ahead and jump into our topic.
Yeah.
And our topic today is brought to you by Black Box Comics. You can go to their website, blackboxcomics.net. You can get stuff like this and some of the other books that they're coming out with, which is pretty cool. And you just enter the code Bueller10, you save 10%. But our topic today is, are comics too expensive? And when we ask that question, we're talking about new books, stuff that comes to your shop every Wednesday. Like I said before, we visited this 2 years ago, December of 2019. Titled, the video was, Are Comics Too Expensive? And as you probably no surprise, back in 2019, people said yes. Here we are, 2021. Guess what the response is?
What?
Yes.
Yes.
Not much has changed.
No.
Now, that being said, I did a lot of research because what we did back then, I went and looked at 3 months worth of sales through Marvel and DC and Image, and figured out the average price for a book. I've done the same thing this time around. So I went back for September, October, November of this year, all the sales for the books, the different cover prices, and I figured out the averages for Marvel, DC, and Image. Those are the big 3, obviously. And I have some really interesting numbers, and we will get to that after we read some of the comments here. But you're going to want to stick around and hear these numbers because I crunched a lot and did a lot of research, and I was a little surprised, especially now that everything's going on. Here we are 2 years later, paper shortages, all this stuff going on, inflation in general. How is this affecting us on our end on comics? I'll be able to tell you because I got the research right here.
That's awesome.
So here we go. So Bob, you were up first with the first comment. Go ahead.
Sure thing. The first one comes from Half Moon's Picks. He says, I feel new comics are intended to sell to young and new audiences. When I was a boy, I used to love buying 25-cent comics with my $5 a week allowance. I had to stop in my mid-20s when comics grew too high-priced with the flashy covers in the mid-90s. As I'm older, I make more money and I can afford the price hikes, but can kids of today afford it?
I don't think they just buy them in general. I don't think kids, like our age kids, when he's talking about when he was a kid, I look at like 10, 11. I don't think 10 and 11-year-olds are buying comic books at all. I really don't. I mean, it's sad to say that, but I really don't see that in the comic shop. Especially, and when I'm looking at that, I'm like, when I was 8, 9, 10, 11, I was going by myself to the store on my bike, picking stuff up and going home. You hardly ever see kids doing that right now.
Right.
At least where I'm from or whatnot, And so I don't even think it's much of an option. I don't even think they look at it that way.
Yeah.
I think they'd rather spend $4.99 on pants for the Fortnite character.
Right, exactly. That's exactly the way it is. Kids don't have the opportunities that we did when we were younger.
Yeah.
You used to have comic books in your 7-Elevens, all your drugstores, and all these newsstands. But we don't even have newsstands anymore.
Yeah.
And so the majority of 10 to 12-year-olds, they may know what comics are, but 9 times out of 10, most of these kids don't even know what a comic book really is, right? Because they're not walking into a comic shop, which is where you're going to get your comic books from. And just face it, the prices that they are right now, they're not going to buy it for $5. I'm telling you right now, unless they're really into that particular character or it's a trend that all their friends are into. They're not going to lay that money down because it's not going to give them the value that we got out of it when we were doing it.
I don't think any price point matters for them, for the younger kids, to be totally honest. Whether it was $1 or $5 right now, just the difference in generation or whatnot, I don't think it matters.
Yeah, no, I don't either, but that's what I'm saying. The value that they get out of it is worth whatever price they pay.
Yeah.
If their friends were into it and they could say, hey, look what I got, right? If that's not there, then that $5 to them is just wasted.
Yeah. I mean, over the next month and a half or 2 months, just go into your comic shop and just see if there's any kids in there, like by themselves, like 10 or 11, 12-year-olds, kids just hanging out and buying some comics. Just see if there is. Just take note, mental note. Nope. I mean, I'm trying to think right now how many times I've seen kids in the comic shop by themselves, not with a parent, and the parent's buying something. I can't think of any. I really can't. And even and then some of the shop owners I know, they get kids in the store, they get all like, I don't want these kids in here.
Right.
It's like they used to be a fun place to go, So anyway, it's kind of weird. But all right, you got the next one as well.
Sure. Next one comes from Patrick Meloragno. He says, yes, books have gone too high a price. Spawn has gone to nice cardstock covers recently and still $3. $4 is still too high. Should be the common price for a book. If it's $5 or $6, cardstock cover or not, looking at you, DC, we should get more pages and no mostly worthless backup stories. Don't count. Again, looking at you, DC, if the companies want to put out $8 or $10 specials, that's fine as long as there aren't a ton of them. I mostly stay away from those money grabs unless it's something I'm really into. The problem is people are obviously buying most of the high-priced garbage, or else the publishers wouldn't keep putting it out. The community needs to speak with their wallets.
Yeah.
That's a great comment.
It is a great comment because he's right. If they're not going to make something that doesn't sell, and they look at trends and this, okay, it keeps on selling, where are we going to make them? A lot of that trend, and he talked about the specials, the $8 to $10, and he mentioned DC on there specifically, and DC actually does it quite a bit. And through this research, I noticed that. I mean, they actually hit every price point from $2.99 to $9.99. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. It's all there. They have a price point for every dollar figure. But it just seems like DC is the one doing that more and more so. But they keep doing it because apparently people keep buying them,
right?
Or the stores keep buying them. Okay, and the shops keep buying them and ordering them and stuff like that. So, what do you do at that point? I mean, you said speak with your dollar, but we still want them, And it's obviously the number ones. It's the number one. These specials don't come out and they say number 3 on them.
Right.
They all these $8 or $10 special books that come out. Aquaman special anniversary or whatever it is. Whatever they're doing. And I'm not trying to rag on DC, but it's just my research kind of showed that, and it's just like they're doing it randomly for Valentine's special $10. Or whatever. Right. Groundhog Day special issues $10. And they're on there. They're all pretty much related to Batman. And, but apparently, the people, I think there's a lot of people just buy right now because it's number one, because the FOMO aspect of it and fear of missing out when it really turns out to be nothing down the line. And it just is what it is. But these publishers know this, and especially with some of the bigger two. And that's why we keep on getting these specials, quote, specials.
Right.
And they're putting them out at the $9.99 or the $8.99 price point. Yeah. And there's something where the comic shops are ordering them. And it really puts a lot of burden on them because the average price of a book is half. Okay, whatever whatever you're paying for, the comic shop is paying about half for it.
Right.
If it's a $4 book, they're paying about $2, 10 cents, something like that. If it's a $10 book, they're paying like $5, 15 cents, somewhere in there. They might have a little better deal, but it's roughly right within there. It's pretty close. And, if you get a $10 book, and I remember talking to Tom at one time, and he, Marvel offered him like the exclusive for like Marvel Voices or something like that. Mm-hmm. And then Tom was like, oh yeah, that sounds great. It's a $10 book.
Yeah.
It's not a $4.99 book or a $3.99 book. It's a $10 book. And then, nope, Cat, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Oh.
She just has to be up here. Oh, hold on. She's coming over here. Oh, come here. I'm so happy to see you.
She's like, no, I want to see my buddy Bob.
Oh, my gosh. But anyway, he ended up agreeing to this. I don't think he realized that it was a $10 book.
Hey.
And then he had to order, a huge amount, whatever their minimum order, let's just say 2,000. 2,000 at $5 a book. That's a big chunk of change for a book that really is probably not going to sell that well.
Right.
And she's showing everyone her butthole. You want to set her down? Just go ahead and grab her, set her down there.
Come on.
Come on, Puss. You've had enough.
I can't grab her.
Uh-oh. See, you made Bob get up.
There you go. Come on. Good girl.
Yeah.
There you go. Good girl. All right. Here we go.
She's like, I haven't seen you guys do this for a while. I want to be a part of it.
I completely agree with what you're saying. Another part of it is, when you talk about FOMO, all the different covers they bring out for all those specials, and that forces the comic shops to buy because they don't know who wants what. And when you get one of those covers that spikes in the past, people are like, oh, I missed out on that. Or if it's a second print of something, spike, oh, I missed out on that. And next thing you know, they're buying comics that they normally wouldn't buy because of fear of missing out. Next thing you have somebody buying multiple covers of that book that it's, as far as I'm concerned, I mean, it is just a total money grab because 9 times out of 10, it's not a great story. You may find some nuggets and stuff, but it's never going to go up in price.
Yes.
And but with that type of dynamic in play as well, you're going to have people buying multiple copies of that book, and that's what they're capitalizing on, and that's why they're going to keep doing it.
And I know I focus a little bit on DC here. Marvel's also guilty of this as well. Because I remember just recently there was 2 Amazing Spider-Mans back to back, and they were like both $9.99. It was like issue 750 Legacy, and then like Anniversary 751 was like Anniversary. So 2 issues in a row were both like $9.99. Right. And I was like, oh, okay.
And what's up with the weird numbering, the like 609 Bay or something like that?
I don't know what they're doing there. Real quick, I want to talk about the cat real fast. And here's the thing is, let me just say, I know friends of mine, they like to show off their cats on videos, but Nipples the cat will always be the first lady of the comic book cat community.
There you go.
It's Nipples. She's the original one right there. So I've seen these other cats hang around sets and stuff, but they don't hold a candle to Nipples.
For sure. And what I love about Nipples is that when I come over now, she's like, oh, it's Bob.
That's what I love about Nipples, too. She perks right up.
Oh, man, let's go on.
Okay, good. I got the next one here. This one was from Ian Fiddler. He says, I think $3 for a regular comic is the perfect price. It is the price that says to me, hey, pick me up. I'm worth the chance that you might really enjoy me. But if not, only $3 down the drain. For me, once you get to the $5 plus a book, you are getting into the, hey, buy me because I'm a comic, and this is our price now. I like how he has these, like the comics, saying this out loud. I am on all the Spawn books and very few other monthly titles. I'll grab the trade if the series gets any acclaim or seems interesting afterwards. Real quick, there was a lot of references to Spawn. Obviously, we talk about Spawn quite a bit on this channel. I'm a huge fan. I show it all the time. I'm a preach like buy that book, add it to your pull list, send a message that a $2.99 book can succeed and be as popular. And now there's 4 different Spawn books that are $2.99.
Right.
So because all the Spawn universe, King Spawn, the Scorched, Gunslinger Spawn, the regular Spawn, after the first issue, they're all $2.99 cover price and a thick cardstock. Now he talks about like the perfect price point. What to you? What's the perfect price point? Is it a $2.99 or a $3.99?
I think $2.99 is the perfect price point because then you can start, offering it in places where kids would buy it, and quite frankly, I mean I think this is Todd McFarlane's way of letting everybody know. Look, right, this is what's really going on. And I've said this before. I'll say it again. If you were to make all the books $2.99 and you went back to the newsprint instead of the shiny paper, so that they can cut their cost, I'd be happy. Yeah. Right. And I think there's a way that they could do it and still make a profit based upon their current overhead, and be able to offer books for a lower price. And I think that lower price would bring in more customers.
Yeah. I think $3.99 is the perfect price, and I say that with a little caveat. My comic shop gives me a discount. A lot of comic shops do, some don't. Some you don't get a discount, but my discount brings my book down to about $3.
So the perfect price point is still $3.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. I mean,
Yeah.
if it's $2.99, I still get a discount. It brings it down to $2.25.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
But because I'm taking that into effect, because most people have a pull list, and most people I know do receive some sort of discount on their books. So 10%, 20, 25, whatever it is, you can go online and get 35% off, stuff like that. So I think the $3.99 price point is a decent price point for everyone to make some money. The comic shop can make some money. The creators of the book can make some money. The publisher can make some money. Because I love the $2.99 price points. That's great. It's not a lot of money to be divided up.
No.
You know, and I say that for the simple fact that just books don't sell as many as they used to.
Nipples is on a roll this morning, buddy.
She's like in this stuff. She's knocking down bricks. Anyway, we'll just keep going. Right. But you know, I want there to be money being made on all ends. And Image, to their credit, you know, how it spawned $2.99. I don't think they could put every title at $2.99. You could get away with 1 or 2 or 3, but you probably couldn't do your whole line at $2.99 and be a because that's 25%.
Yeah,
that's a big chunk of money, right there. It's just when books go above that, I think that's where a lot of us see like it's too expensive. When you see the $5.99 price points, or the $4.99 price points, and $9.99 price points, that's when we're kind of sticker shock type thing. So I think $3.99 for me is perfect, and I'd be okay if we had a standard of a $3.99, and I'd feel pretty good about that. There's some other caveats to that. We'll get to that here in a minute. Because actually, I think this is up next. So let me just read this.
All right.
This is from our buddy, the Rogue Trader.
Hey.
He says, yes, comics are definitely way too expensive for the quality that are given, at least from the big three. If I give you $10 a month for a title, I want quality books with an engaging story. Otherwise, I will wait till the book hits the dollar bin. That's exactly what I want to refer to, the quality of the book. I don't know what I think he's probably referring to the story, the artwork, and what he's getting in the pages. And I agree with that. But I also want to talk about the quality of the book, and we've hit this many. Just the quality of the book, the paper quality, the cover quality. Does the ink come off on your fingers? So anyway, about the quality of the book, that stuff matters to me. The cover itself, and we'll just go back to Spawn. Obviously, that's a $2.99 price point, or even if it was a $3.99 price point. I'd be okay with it because it's a nice thick cover. It's the paper quality is good. I enjoy the book itself. The quality of the book inside the interior, the artwork, the story is good as well. But the whole package in general is a great looking package. And when I say that, I also want to say if it is like that, and Aftershock does this a lot with their number ones. Like it'll be $4.99, but it'll be thick. You know, like the cover, like the Maniac of New York, which just came out. This one right here. It's a really thick cover. The pages are extra thick. It's the number one issue. They put a little bit extra time into it. They charge $1 more. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with doing that, you know, for something I would be interested in. If it was just the horrible paper quality that Marvel puts out, you know, for a number one, to where the pages are the same as the cover, we've talked about that, which that's basically what it is. The pages inside the book is the cover is the same paper stock of the pages. Yeah. And if they're charging more, it's the same thickness or whatnot, then no, I won't buy it. That's the whole reason I didn't buy Venom.
Right.
That came out. I looked at that book and it was $4 or $5.99. I held it in my hand for about 2 seconds. Like, nope, I'm not gonna buy it. It felt like shit, you know. And I'm like, I was so disappointed. You know, I'm like, come on, man, this is your flagship title, or one of them. Ron V, Al Ewing, on board, excitement, and he just took a big old dump right on the cover, and it looks horrible. And it's like, you know, it's almost like a slap in the face to the artist.
Yeah.
And that's the way I look at it. It's a slap in the face for Marvel to make the Alex Ross timeless covers, and you can see right through the freaking paper.
Yeah, that was horrible.
You know, and the last two issues, like the last two, one of the Vision and Hawkeye, I can't remember the last two. You could see the ad on the other side of the paper.
Yeah.
And they weren't like that on the other one. It's just a slap in the face to the artist. It's like, we don't care enough to give you good paper stock, so we're just going to use the same stuff we wipe our ass with, and we're going to make a cover out of it.
Right. And
I'm a little pissed off.
I can tell.
But anyway, I just want nice quality books.
Yeah.
You know, and I would be willing to pay a little extra money for a quality book. You know, don't insult me. That's all I'm saying.
Well, and I completely agree with that. I mean, the stuff that comes out, and I think Marvel is probably the bigger culprit when it comes to this. Putting out subpar quality as far as the actual product that you're getting. Not only is it a slap in the face of the artist, but it's a slap in the face to us.
Yeah.
We're the ones that are paying their bills. We're the ones that keep them going. Without without people buying comics, how are they going to keep the lights on? And to give us that crap at the same price point, it's a slap in the face to us.
Yeah.
Getting into Eric's comment, we probably agree. He's probably talking about the actual story and the actual art, and that's another piece that I have a huge problem with.
Yeah.
Which is why, quite honest, and this has never been the case inside of my comic collecting history, I have more independents on my pull list than the big two. Right now, I think I got one DC book.
Yeah.
Right. I've cut Batman out. I've got Nightwing on there.
I don't think I have any.
I think I may still have the Joker, which I'm about to cut out because that's not grabbing me anymore. And I think I have a couple more. I think Swamp Thing is there.
Sure.
Anyway, this is the fewest amount of DC and Marvel books I've ever had on my pull list, and I'm more excited to read independents than I am, from what I've loved my whole life. And that's wrong.
Yeah.
If you're going to take and your editors are going to pass these stories, which they know are crap, right? Just because they know that they can get that money because it's somebody's favorite character.
Did you miss us? Did you guys miss us? Huh? It's been a few weeks. You can tell it's built up a little bit.
It has. It just, then they keep giving it to us.
Yeah.
And they keep expecting us to buy. And guess what? I'm doing it with whoever the first guy that we talked about on here. I'm doing the same thing. I'm speaking with my wallet. I'm not paying for that crap anymore.
Yeah. It's frustrating, and 2 years ago when we hit on this topic, we showed a couple of examples of quality of books at different price points, and I looked at the video and we showed Amazing Spider-Man. I don't know what issue it was, $3.99, and then we showed Spider-Man by J.J. Abrams at the time when that little miniseries was coming out, same price point, $3.99, and one had the toilet paper cover, and one had a nice thick cover. Okay, the J.J. Abrams ones did, but the same price point. Why not do that? The whole reason I bought that J.J. Abrams because it presented well.
Yeah.
It looked well. It looked nice. It turned out not a very good story, but the book itself presented well.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have a problem picking it up and giving it a shot. Presentation goes a long way. And when you just, the toilet... Okay, whatever.
I get it.
See what happens. All right, Bob, you got the next one from Mick K, our buddy all the way down in Australia.
All right.
I'm glad he left a comment because I was hoping he would because I knew exactly what he would say, and he did.
All right, cool deal. All right, so from Mick, he says, absolutely, my friend, prices are far too much. In Sydney, books are $9 minimum, and with the card stock close to $12, that's over 100% price increase to what you pay in the States. Wow.
Yeah.
Books like Avengers number 50 is over $21. It's unsustainable and has forced me to read online for free. It's a shame. We'd all love to support the industry, but they are forcing people out of the hobby, especially when 70% of the weekly books these days are rubbish. Paper quality sucks and prices are through the roof. Wow. I
just wanted to put that in perspective, and I knew he would say that because I've talked to him about this before.
Yeah.
And this is the case with, not only in Australia, but across England, stuff like that, and they're a higher price point. They just are. So if that gives you any comfort whatsoever for our prices that we pay here in the States, at least we're not paying $21 for a Avengers 50.
Gosh. Yeah. Dude, Mick, I'm so sorry, man.
Yeah, so, I just wanted to put that in there just to give it a little perspective of what's going on in the rest of the world. And so maybe if that makes you feel any better about paying what we do pay, know that Mick's getting screwed.
That's crazy.
I'm sorry, Mick. He's a good friend.
Though.
It is. So and that's why he bought a lot of stuff from my auctions. And even though the shipping was outrageous, he didn't mind paying it because in his world, he's paying way more than he should just at the local store without paying shipping. He's paying more than probably what he would pay.
It's crazy.
So, anyway. All right, you got the next one also from Scott.
All right, this is Scott Thielen. He says, I'm definitely going to be scaling back my pull list to compensate for the price hikes. Time to pick my favorite 5 titles and give the rest the boot.
First 5, final 5.
First 5, final 5, man.
Yeah, you know what? That's the thing. The one thing I do, and I've talked about this before, if I see a book on the stand, and I know that they have a bunch of them, and they're going to be there. Future State, perfect example. Those books are going to be there. They're not going to sell out. They ordered a bunch. If I just wait a couple months, they'll be in the dollar bin or in the half-off bin. And sure enough, that's what they were. Yeah. And you just kind of have to know. Now, if it's a book like that's going to get hot or whatnot, that's probably going to sell out and you want to get it, because you want to have it in your collection, you should probably buy it then and there. Like Something's Killing the Children usually sells out, or some of the hotter titles, they sell pretty quickly. But all the other filler stuff, Heroes Reborn, that Marvel did, that big event or whatnot, a lot of those just sitting there. A lot of the King and Black tie-ins still sitting there on the shelves. Mm-hmm. Maybe the spice at the moment, but really, they're not going to sell out. So if you just wait a little bit, you can pick them up for $1 mm-hmm. or $2 or whatever your shop offers for back issues that aren't selling.
Yeah.
And you can also just ask your shop, say, hey, you've had 15 copies of King and Black Ghost Rider sitting in there for $3.99. You want to sell one to me for $2? They'd probably say yes because they're tired of looking at it.
Exactly.
And because they're all just sitting there, just collecting. I heard comic shops say the back issue wall is the bane of their existence. Just looking at all those books that they paid top dollar for, and they sit there forever.
Yep.
And luckily, T-Font has a good way to get rid of them.
Yeah.
But most shops I know, they just sit there, and they sit there, and they sit there. And, once the buzz is gone after the first 2 weeks or whatnot, they're just going to be there forever.
Yeah.
So, that's
usually they get rid of them on those 50% sales.
Yeah, exactly. So, there's no problem of holding off, man. Hold off. If you know there's a good chance that book's going to be there in a couple months, just because it's not a huge seller, just hold off and pick it up then, for that
absolutely
less price. So I do it all the time.
You do. Yeah, you get great deals by doing that. And I've done the same thing. I started having books stack up because I couldn't get to them for reading, mm-hmm. and to me that's just wasted money.
Yeah.
Because there are times, in my collecting career, if you can call it that, where I've never gotten to those books,
yeah.
right? And I don't want to be just paying money for books I'm not going to read.
Yeah.
And so I've cut way back on my pull list, and I'm at a point where I'm about to pull back on it even more.
Yeah.
Because it's exactly right. The prices are higher. I'm not getting the value out of them, and I'm done with the whole FOMO thing.
Yeah. I just did that with Golden Blue, the Dan Jurgens series.
Yeah, I did the same thing.
And they were like. I knew they'd probably be there for a while. They ordered enough copies or whatnot, and they just had a half-off sale, and I bought the first 3 issues for $2 a piece.
Yeah.
And I was like, great, now I got them all, and then I got number 4, and I'm guilty on the other end as well, because, I buy the Walking Dead Deluxe every time it comes out. Mm-hmm. They order a bunch of those. If I just practice what I preach on that one, because I'm not up to date on reading them, I can get those for $2.
Yeah.
But, I just buy them. So, but, practice what you preach is not always easier said than done,
for sure.
But that is, I'm kind of 50-50 when it comes to stuff like that.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
All right, I got the next one here. This is from Joshua 373. Said, so glad you and Bob are coming back Monday. Here we are. This is what you get. Yes, new comics are too expensive. Every month I think about canceling my pull list and just investing the money into older comics. I haven't done it yet, but I feel it like it's coming. Older comics are expensive right now too.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you guys something about, I don't want to burst anyone's bubble. The prices increase that you're seeing right now, and I've talked to industry leaders and publishers and stuff. Honestly, it's coming to an end.
It is.
They have said this to me privately. The spiking of all these books and record prices, the records have been set. Okay, maybe there'll be a couple more here and there, but for the most part, those records have pretty much been set, and will stay those records what they are now for some time. It's on the downward trend. It's already started affecting some markets. Comics are going to be the next thing. I'm not talking about a crash by any means whatsoever.
No.
I'm talking about just the peak that we have seen. We've seen it. and besides maybe a couple exceptions, it's things are going to level off and kind of go down. So,
right.
You know.
And there's many different factors involved with that.
Yeah.
Inflation is going up right now.
Yeah.
People are starting to all that disposable income that people had.
Yeah.
You know, you've already spent the money on the comic books. Now you gotta
Sure.
You gotta budget, right?
Yeah. And we all know this. This is not a secret. You know.
Exactly.
And it just things cost more right now, and there's more options to spend your money on different things. And it's not just sitting at home and ordering stuff on whatnot.
And don't put any of that stuff on credit cards, you guys.
I don't have any credit cards. So anyway, yeah, but I mean, everything is kind of spiked right now. So even when you're looking at newer books, they're more expensive. Older books are expensive right now. But I just want you guys to know, anticipate those older books to start dropping off, becoming more affordable.
Yeah. And
more than likely, the newer books will probably be around the same price point where we're sitting at now, maybe even go up. So.
Yeah.
I got the last one here. This is from Ganja Bar's Medium. That's correct.
Good buddy.
Yeah. He says, I believe the price is worth it for some of the books. We are getting next level artwork. That's where the price increase might be going to. Better talent, and the writing is getting better too. Ice Cream Man, Department of Truth. But it's the art that really worth the price hike for me. There are visual masterpieces being made. Think Three Jokers, Daredevil by Marco Cicchetto, etc. It's not easy. It just means we have to be more selective. It's made me appreciate each book and each run I choose to invest in. And I'm willing to pay more if it helps the comic industry grow and evolve. I wanted to put this one on there because it was like the only positive one I could find. Mm-hmm. All the other ones are like, yes, they're too expensive. I don't like what the price is. Ganja Bar's Medium, a younger fellow, I believe you met him.
Yep.
Teenager, something like that?
He's about 22, I think.
20, okay.
If that's wrong, please forgive me, buddy.
Yeah.
But that's what I figured it was around there.
Yeah, younger generation. Doesn't have a problem with the price. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted to put that in there. It was 99% the opposite, but I want to show every side, and I want to show that he sees it a different way.
Yeah.
And I think that's great because, for one, like we just said, he's a younger generation, and maybe he's being a younger generation. He wasn't around when they were 25 cents, or I wasn't either. But my price point was like 60,
right?
50 to 60 when I was buying books, and then $1 and stuff like that. Yeah. But as far as him, you think, okay, he's been collecting. Let's just say he started collecting 4 years ago, maybe before that or whatnot. Well, I came back in 4 years ago. And it was $3.99 then too. Mm-hmm. So he's this $3.99 price point. He's used to it because that's pretty much what he probably knows. Yeah. Maybe a little bit of the $2.99, but for the most part, it's been the $3.99 price point. But I just wanted to get everyone's perspective, and I wanted to get something positive on it. And we do want the talent to be supported, and the writers, the inkers, the artists, all those people that are behind the scenes, working on the books. It's not a huge high-price item. It's not an item that sells millions and millions of copies. So there's not a tremendous amount of money to go around, but we do want them to be compensated and, taken care of and, be able to make these stories for us and earn a living to make these wonderful stories and artwork that we enjoy. So, I mean, there's got to be a happy medium. And like I said, I think $3.99 is the perfect price point for a book. Any thoughts on that one?
Yeah, I'm really glad that you put that on there. One of the things that has always been in my mind is the fact that we bitch and piss and moan about the price, all the time, and so it's good to get a positive perspective because let's face it, even though that dynamic is there, we're still buying it, so it's obviously still worth it to us. Yeah. To throw our money down. But really, looking at mix situation where the prices are hiked, because of all these other different dynamics, we don't have any clue on what it's like in the rest of the world when it comes to comic books. Yeah. Neil Adams tells a story about when he was invited to do some work on a French book. Oh yeah. And they asked him, how much you charge per page, and he was used to getting $150 to $200 per page. So he thought, I'll go high because that's how I've always been taught. You negotiate high and then go low. And he says $400 a page, and they laughed at them.
Yeah.
Because over there, artists get $1,500 to $2,000 to $3,000 a page.
Yeah.
And they take care of their artists, and the prices aren't any higher as a result.
When you say they, who's they?
The publishers that are in these foreign countries.
Okay.
All right. And
so like the Marvel branch?
Not the Marvel branch.
So just so just other publishers that aren't in America.
Exactly.
Okay.
And so they're getting much more per page. They take care of their artists, and they're not breaking the bank as far as putting comic books out there at a much higher price because they're paying their artists this amount of money. And so our industry has really had this dynamic going on that's crippled the artist. It's crippled how publishers deal with things, and they could be doing a lot more to loosen up and make the industry better, and they just won't do it. And so I'm just glad that there's people like Ganjabar's Medium who still can look at it in a positive light and not deal with the politics or bullcrap or anything that goes into this, because this is something that's been a discussion on the table for a while.
Yeah. So let's talk about the numbers.
Yes.
And I love doing stuff like this. This is actually one of my
love your research.
Fun things to do. Like I said before, I went back the last 3 months, September, October, November. I took all the books that were published by by Marvel, DC, and Image, and I figured out the average price point for every book and how many books they put out each month and which ones they did. So let's just kind of break down. We'll start with Marvel, and we'll start with September. So in September, Marvel released 70 books. Okay, and this is just we're not talking about variants. We're just talking about the regular A cover book and stuff like that. So they had 70 books. The average price for the month of September for a book was $4.48. Okay, they had 50 books at $3.99 and 16 at $4.99, and just a handful of books at a higher price point. 1 at $5, 1 at $7, and 2 at $9.99. So we're looking at $4.48 average price for September. October comes around, they put out 52 books. Average price then is $4.39. So it's actually went down about 10 cents. They only had one $9.99 book, one $7.99, 7 $4.99s, and 41 $3.99s. So definitely $3.99 is their main price point that they're staying in. November, they put out 47 books. That's paper shortages, stuff was going on as well, so that's probably why that number is a little bit lower. Their average cost for a November book was $4.41. 33 of them were $3.99, 11 were $4.99, and 1 $5, 1 $6, and 1 $7.99. That was it. So for 3 months, they put out a total of 169 books, and their average selling price was $4.43. So just, less than $4.50 or whatnot, okay? Now, 2 years ago when we did this, because I still have the numbers for this, 2 years ago in December, their average price was $4.39. So in 2 years, compared to everything else that's going on in the world, it's only gone up 4 cents in 2 years. That's 2 cents a year. That's not a huge inflation price.
It's not a huge inflation
so
price.
We were bitching 2 years ago, and we're still doing it right now.
Right.
There's really no increase in their end as compared to in 2019, besides 4 cents, which is lower than what inflation is by quite a bit.
Yeah.
You can adjust that figure by one book. You take one of those $9.99 books, and that goes down to the same $4.39. So I mean, really, it hasn't increased. It might seem like it has.
Yeah.
But it hasn't, 4 cents, but really, think about it.
Yeah.
It's not a lot. Let's go to DC. Oh, lovely DC.
Here we go.
Yeah. So, DC, the month of September, they put out 68 books. Their average price of a book was $4.62. They have a $2.99 price point with their Scooby-Doos. I put those in there. They had 38. This is for September. They had 38 $3.99s. 18 $4.99, 7 $5.99s, and then a handful of $6.99, $7.99, $9.99. They have every price point that there is. So $4.62. October, 62 books, 2 at $2.99, 38 at $3.99. So that's their main price point as well. 12 at $4.99, 3 at $5.99, 1 at $6.99, 2 at $7.99, and 4 at $9.99. They had a bunch of those stupid anniversary books back then. Their average price point for the 62 books that month was $4.81. November, just this past month, they had 62 books. 2 at $2.99, 40 at $3.99, 13 at $4.99, 5 at $5.99, 1 at $6, and 1 at $7.99 for an average price of $4.44 for the month of November. That was 62 books. So altogether, they put out 192 books in 3 months. September, October, November. Their average price is $4.63. Okay, so 2 years ago, their average price was $4.81. They have gone down 17 cents or 18 cents. They've gone down in 2 years.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Okay, but there is a caveat to this, and I got to make this on there, and I didn't include this because it's really hard to do. DC is the only one that does a cardstock variant for you to get that's $1 more price point. You do have the option to buy the regular one in all of them. You don't have to buy. That's why I didn't factor that in there. But if you factor that in there, because they're the only ones that really make a difference if you buy the different cover and it's $1 more. So if you factor that in there with the cardstock variants that are available, that number goes up quite a bit because that increases a lot of the $3.99s to $4.99s, a lot of the $4.99s to $5.99s. What that number is, I don't know. Because, like I said, you have the option just to buy the regular cover. You don't have to buy the cardstock one. It's up to you to decide.
Right.
It's the same book. So, but when I saw that number, and it was less than what it was 2 years ago, and for the simple fact that DC put out so many books, we were talking like a year ago, DC ain't going to make it.
It's true.
And they're putting out more books than Marvel is right now.
Right.
They're all Batman books. But they are. You know, I thought that was pretty interesting that not only are they putting out more books than they ever have, but their price point, even though it seems like it's higher, it's lower than what it was in 2019.
Yeah. Okay. So here's what I question, because we know that some of these places have marketing geniuses, and my contention is with that in mind. I wonder how many of those $3.99 books are books that are their higher selling books.
Yeah.
And how many of the ones that are the higher price are the ones that they know that people are just going to eat up?
Yeah.
And so they're making a higher profit on their higher selling books, and the rest of the ones that are $3.99. I mean, average price may have gone down, but I still feel like because my research shows that my average cost per week has gone up just about $9 in the last year. And so that can't be the case because I've even cut down on books.
No.
And it's still there. And so,
but you're buying books that have a higher price point. You're not buying the average $3.99 book anymore. You're buying the ones with the $4.99 price.
And that's my point, is that, you know, that the ones that they're putting out for higher price are the ones that are their more flagship books, and that allows them to put out a lot more books at a lower price point. You know, flooding the market again. And so it's a dynamic that it looks good on paper, but really for the consumer, most of us that are buying those mainstream books are paying more.
You're paying
for
them
them.
more. Yeah, absolutely. And they're putting out a lot more books than they did 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they're putting out a lot more $3.99 books that are filler books.
For the most part,
that are flooding the. That are making that price point go down to where like half the $3.99 books that are on this list have the $4.99 price point for the cardstock, and half of them are probably not necessary as well.
Sure.
But they're just putting them out there. I mean, there's a huge difference in how many books they're putting out what they did last year or 2 years ago. Now let's go on to Image. Image is nice and easy because they only have a few different price points.
Yeah.
And I love Image. So here we go. Image Comics September this year. They put out 50 books. They had 3 at $2.99, all Spawn books. 43 at $3.99 and 4 at $4.99 for an average price of $4.01. Great, keep it going. There you
Keep it going.
October, they put out 34 books. 1 at $2.99, 30 at $3.99, 2 at $4.99, and 1 at $5.99. I think that was King Spawn or Gunslinger Spawn was probably that one. For the average price of $4.08.
Love it.
November, just last month, 42 books. 3 at $2.99, all Spawn. 34 at $3.99, 4 at $4.99, and 1 at $6.99 for an average price of $4.09. So they put out 126 books. Average price for an Image book right now is $4.06. In December of 2019, the average price was $4.13. It's gone down 8 cents.
Beautiful.
Marvel has gone up by just a mere 4 cents. Mm-hmm. The other two have gone down. And my mind says, nope, that's not what's going on.
Yep.
And 99% of the people who left comments said, nope, that's not what's going on. They're more expensive. This is all. I mean, this wasn't easy to figure this out. This was a lot of going through, books for the last 3 months and figuring out what they were and stuff and doing the average and all that good stuff. And I was surprised. I was like, oh, considering everything that's going on right now, inflation, how much stuff is costing right now, and to know that we're actually paying less for the majority of the books that we're buying. You raised a good point, and that's a valid point because of the key books are, they're paying more for the Batmans, okay? And we talked about that. The future said I pointed that out. I said, look at this. They're raising the price. When Batman comes back, it's going to be $1 more. And they're not telling anyone, and then they're going to make it feel like it's cheaper because they're raising the price on the other Future State book. And people are like, what? And sure enough, what does it do? It comes back, it's $4.99.
Yeah. It's
been $4.99 ever since, and $1 more for the card stock. I was like, yeah, they're doing that in like 3 or 4 books. Sure enough, that's exactly what they did. And that's their main selling book.
Yeah.
So that's why it feels like it's more money because, like you said, it's on their main books. One thing I like about Image, most of their books are going to be the $3.99 price point.
For sure.
I mean, I looked, they had 12, what was it? Okay, here we go. They had 12, Image had 12 total books in 3 months that were over $3.99. That was it, just 12. Just 12 books. And that's 4 books a month that was over $3.99.
Right.
Let's see. DC, 70 books over $3.99. Marvel had 46 books over $3.99.
Unbelievable.
So it just kind of shows you what that is. But this is, I like doing stuff like this.
Yeah. No, I love your research.
Doing the research and just kind of seeing what there is, and because numbers don't lie, and perception is one thing, and you're like, oh yeah, we're just getting screwed. And then when you sit there and you figure it all out, and you go, okay, what is this really? This is physical evidence that you can look to and point to. It's like, okay, maybe we're not getting screwed as bad as what we thought, and it just seems like we are because. I don't know. it just is what it is. We like to complain about stuff.
Yeah.
But anyway, feel free to double check my numbers if you want to take the time. It took me like all day to figure that out, and then to go back 3 years and to compare the numbers from there as well.
Yeah.
But I thought it was interesting. But I do think that, like I said, I think it's a more accurate telling for Marvel and Image than it is for DC. DC, I put a little asterisk by it because of this cardstock variance. Because of all the different price points, because of the flood of how many books they're making just to make, and the $3.99 price point books that they're putting out there, there's so many more to bring the average cost down, and hiding the fact that there's so many other books that are over $3.99 and stuff like that, including their main titles. So the Marvel and Marvel and Image, I feel pretty good about. The DC one, there's some struggle in there, to be totally honest. So. There you go.
Great research, man.
Yeah, man, that was fun. I like doing stuff like that. So that's our topic. Anything to add real quick?
No, I mean, up here, I think we pretty much hit it all. Again, based on where I'm at, I'm actually going to be cutting down even more on my pull list. And sad to say it, but that's just what's happening with me right now.
That's too bad.
It is.
All right, well, that's our topic brought to you by BlackBoxComics.net and the code Bueller10, and you save 10%.
It was good to have a topic to get into this week, man.
Yeah, it's about time. we got all frustrated. All right, let's go on to our next segment, our Final Five, brought to you by Bird City Comics. Go there and go Bueller 10%, all that good stuff. You want to go first?
Sure, why not?
Okay, go ahead.
So I picked up some Lone Wolf and Cub this week, so I thought I would show those off. I got issue number 6, and then we got issue number 8. And you know me, I love this series. Sure. I love the movies. And this one is number 10. And then we got number 14. And I love these covers. Some of them done by Bill Sienkiewicz.
Yeah.
And then issue number 15. And there you go, some Lone Wolf and Cub action.
That's beautiful.
Isn't it?
Sure. All right, I got some books here. Some of these are kind of special that have some meaning to them. I just wanted to share them. You always like showing this book off, so I figure I might as well too. Spawn, Batman. Look at that. You have that autograph for $2,000. Somebody said that. This is Oprah Winfrey.
Oprah Winfrey.
Female Forces #1. This is a special book to me.
All right. I'm glad that one's special to you.
Here is Batbear #1. This is autographed by myself. This is another special book to me. Here is I Love You, Too Many Kisses.
I remember that
Number
one.
70. This is a very special book to me.
Yeah, it is.
And then this one right here is pretty cool. This is X-Force Anniversary Rob Liefeld. Actually, this is actually pretty awesome looking Rob Liefeld, to be totally honest.
Yeah.
So there you go. This is when I think of Rob Liefeld, I think of this. I don't think about that time when he kind of yelled at me.
There you go. You gotta put things into perspective, don't you?
This is what I like to remember. That when he got all pissy with me and stuff.
Right.
Cool. Sorry, sir. May I have another?
I felt so bad for you, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Someday I'm going to pull my bus up and say, get on board there, Rob.
Exactly.
We're going to have fun. So, anyway, that's our final 5 brought to you by Bird City Comics. I'll say it again. And the code Bueller on their website, you save 10%. Okay, let's move on to our, let's see, what is it? That's our Was It Good segment.
Was it good?
There's my card right there. And our Was It Good segment is brought to you by none other than Comics on Coffee, the newer version of, Comics on Coffee. They have the cups now, the little K-cups now. And you ordered a bunch. I haven't used them, and I'll just let them know that they go really quick.
Yeah.
Because I use them all the time, so I might need some more. You know.
I used that code All Jacked Up, and I bought 4 boxes.
There you go. All Jacked Up was the code for the Cyber Monday, 30% off. But you can use the code Bueller, and you always get 15% off anytime you want to buy some stuff. You can get regular coffee, or you can get the cups now. Yeah, it's great. So I was like, when are you guys going to have the cups? And they finally do, so it's awesome.
It's to me, it's cool because I'll get up in the morning and I'll go into the kitchen, and the kitchen is the only place in the house that doesn't have any comic book things. Yeah. Right, and then there on my counter are these boxes that have all these comic characters and stuff. I love it.
Right there, very cool boxes.
Yeah, and the coffee's so good.
All right, so this is our Was It Good? We're going to talk about the books I read, and if you want to kind of do the deal there, those are the ones I read.
Here we go.
See if we remember how to do this.
Haven't done this for a while. Okay, so the first one is Maniac of New York. The Bronx is Burning, #1 by Aftershock Comics. And Bueller.
Yes, Bob.
Was it good, my friend?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I was a big fan of the original Volume 1. This is Volume 2. It kind of starts a little slow, and then he gets to the high school, and he starts killing people.
Which is beautiful.
Great. But he's like, that's exactly what he does. Mm-hmm. But he's in the high school, and he's kind of hunting. It's like an after hours type thing or something like that, like an assembly or like it's like a teacher meeting or something. Mm-hmm. And like there's a bunch of adults there, and he's hunting the adults. And like one of the principal guys like, oh, he'll never come here. And he's like outside the window, right. And it's like, oh my gosh. So I mean, it is I enjoy the books. These are just books. I don't want to confuse anything with like what's things that are going on in real life. I've never equated stuff like this to evolve and the stuff like that. That's not my feeling how that works. I worked in the video game industry. There's a lot of hubbub about video games and violence and all that stuff. I've never personally seen a connection to stuff like that. Right is right, wrong is wrong. People should know the difference. Right. I'll just say that. But anyway, back to this book. I enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to it. I'm glad Aftershocks made a Volume 2, and I'm going to be on board. So I'll keep these to my collection. So
awesome stuff.
Not bad at all.
You're saying when he's killing, it's beautiful, right? We don't buy Maniac of New York for him to not kill. Right?
Yeah, we're not buying it for roses. It's pretty much in the title.
But because it was at a high school, I read it too. I knew it was all adults. So anyway.
Speaking of books that we buy from the title, what's the
next
one here?
And I already know the answer to this question, but we got Scumbag. This is issue number 11 from Image Comics. Great cover. And Bueller, my friend.
Yeah.
Was it good?
Oh man, I've been missing me some Scumbag for a while, and this one didn't disappoint.
It had the perfect amount of scumbaggery.
Yeah, I mean there was orgies and stuff. I mean that's kind of what I look for in this book, and he's like, it's like, I'll just say this. I mean, come on, I laughed out loud. He's like in a bar. He's like, okay, ladies, here we go. And then it says 3 minutes later, and they're all done. It says 3 minutes later, and he's just laying there, and everyone's like naked. And he's like, "Whoa, that was great." 3 minutes later, I'm like, "Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about." But he's like, in this one, a little spoilers, but at the end, he time jumps back to the 50s, and so the new storyline is going to take place in the 50s and stuff like that. So I don't know. It's fun. I enjoy it. You know, it's just good, raunchy fun. I was a fan of Benny Hill when I was a little kid. This reminds me of Benny Hill type stuff.
Yeah.
You know, and the charm involved in that, that's kind of what I see in here. So,
yeah.
I like it. It's fun.
All right. Cool deal. All right, so the last one that you have is Evil Ernie, issue number 1 by Dynamite and Bueller. Was it good?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been an Evil Ernie fan. I don't think I've ever bought in a book, and I saw this, and I thought the cover looked pretty good. And I wanted to give it a shot. I don't know the history of it. I don't know if this is the kid in there turns into Evil Ernie. I don't know if that's the same Evil Ernie that's been around for a long time, or if it's something different plot line. But I enjoyed it. I thought it was good. There was a lot of violent. It's very violent, very gory and bloody with the little cartoony feel to it. So I enjoyed it. Thought it was good. But I would like to know a little bit more history about Evil Ernie and know if that's actually the character that has been in the other books. Evil Ernie's been around a long time.
Yeah.
I just never got into it. So, but it was fun. So I wanted to pick it up. Like I said, the cover looked awesome. So I picked it up. I was happy. So I was happy with all the books I read. And they were all kind of violent and sexy. I mean, there's a theme going on this week, man.
Right.
And I was fully pleased.
All right.
Anyway, there you go. What about you? What do you got there?
I got some books over here. We'll just put them right there.
All right. Sounds good. Here we go. The first book for you is Firepower number 18. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Was that good?
This was really good.
Yeah.
This is kind of the culmination of, I think it's the third arc that we're in. And last month it was kind of blown wide open with some stuff I've been waiting for a while. Kind of the more mystic part of Kung Fu, huge superpowers. Yeah. And so that happened, and now our characters are basically trying to get off the mountain before it crumbles down. And I just love this book. Chris Samney's artwork is just absolutely amazing. I love the way he draws action. I think where they're going with the book is exactly what I wanted. Because for a while I was kind of like, I'm starting to get a little tired of the whole, just a regular people he's fighting. And then, anyway, but it's definitely going in a direction that I was hoping for, and this was a great issue.
There you go. Now, you've been on this one for a while. I mean, you reviewed this a few times on the Was It Good segment.
Yeah.
It's one of your favorites?
One of my favorites.
Nice. And is this ongoing?
It's ongoing. I don't think, he hasn't mentioned that there's an end coming to it or anything like that. I hope it's going to keep going.
Yeah.
I hope he keeps evolving it. That's the point. Because if it doesn't evolve, then it's going to start to wane on me.
Well, I don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
All right, speaking about not evolving, we have Daredevil number 36.
Great segue.
Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Bob.
Yeah.
Was that good?
Yeah. It was all right.
Isn't this the lead into the Dark Reign?
Well, you could call it that. But,
okay.
It doesn't set up anything inside of Dark Reign except for maybe where the characters are at. Really, I think that this whole event thing was thrown on to Chip Zdarsky.
Yeah.
I think he's done a phenomenal job in, tying things up so that he can go to it. And then, of course, after the Devil's Reign, happens, then he'll continue the series. But really in the last two issues, things were just, for me, just kind of tidied up too cleanly and kind of trite. And I don't get me wrong, the writing is great. I love the dialogue. But the way everything's just kind of tied up cleanly so that we can go into this event, I think I'm kind of sad that it kind of all this buildup that we had and this is the payoff, and it really didn't pay off for me.
So I sold my Daredevil collection during my auction with my stuff Did I sell at the right time? It doesn't sound like I'm missing out on too much. It's probably been the last 3 issues I didn't get.
Last 3 issues. I mean, I would say that you haven't missed out on too much.
I got the best parts.
Yeah, you for sure, for sure. I'm looking forward to when it starts back up.
Nice. Mm-hmm. All right, last one we have here, and of course I'm going to do it. Wonder Woman hysterectomy #1.
Okay, so
was it good?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, this is actually my pick of the week.
Okay.
And, I would not have bought it because I've stopped buying all the prestige formats and all that type of stuff. But I would not have even touched this if I had not seen Robbie's reviews.
Okay.
And so when he ran and raved about the artwork, I went into my LCS, on New Comic Book Day. As soon as I opened the book, I was like, oh my God, I have to have this. The writing is okay. Kelly Sue DeConnick, she's hit or miss for me with her writing. We're talking about the history of the Amazons, and we get into some of the whole
the history.
Yeah, the history,
okay,
not hysterectomy. We get into of course she's going to put in her own stuff in there about the oppression of women and things like that.
Sure.
That's there, but Phil Jimenez, the artwork inside of this thing is it's beauty to behold. Yeah. Every page is, freaking phenomenal.
Yeah.
I must have gone back and opened this thing up like 4 different times. My wife was just enamored with it. Yeah. And so the artwork is insane. Just for that alone, it's a cut above anything else that came out this week, as far as I'm concerned.
Awesome. So that's your pick.
That's my pick.
You knew I was going to do it.
Yeah, I did.
I was like, yeah. I had it written down here. So next week I'm going to read Batman 118. New writer, what's his name? Joshua Williamson?
Is it Joshua Williamson?
The guy who did The Flash?
Yeah.
I'm also going to be reading Crossover, #10. That's one of my favorites. And Marvel book, Wastelanders, Hawkeye #1. Of course, the Hawkeye series is going on, so might as well give that one a shot. What are you reading next week?
I'm going to read Devil's Reign #1.
Sure.
I got to go for it. Definitely going to read Canto 3 #5.
Sure.
And then I'm really excited to see what the next silver coin is going to be.
There you go. There's also some other good stuff. I'll just read them real quick. Swamp Thing #10. Knighted #2. Nightmare Blog #2. Crimson Cage #1. I think it's a wrestling book. Mm-hmm. There's also one called Mother F Goose.
I saw that
#1, but the F stands for not like friend. It stands for something else.
Right.
So that looks pretty good. It's Aftershock Prestige format.
Right.
If I'm not mistaken. So I might give that one a shot as well.
Sweet.
So that's what we're going to be reading. That's what we read. So for the most part, I think we enjoyed all our books.
Yeah.
And even the Wonder Woman was great.
Yeah,
so
it
there
was.
you go. So, fantastic. So that's our Wasn't a Good segment, brought to you by Comics on Coffee. Go to their website. The link is down below. And in the code Bueller, save 15% on all your coffee goodness needs. Let's go to our random thoughts. And our random thoughts is brought to you by our Patreon members. Thank you so much to our Patreon members. If you want to join our Patreon, you're more than welcome to. It's the price of one comic book a month, $3.99 a month. If you think we're worth one comic book a month, please join our Patreon. It keeps the lights going, keeps the wheels rolling, keeps Bob flowing. So there you go.
I'm flowing.
There you go. And it's also brought to you by Scout Comics, as you can go to their website under code Bueller, save 10%. And also Whatnot as well. You can go to their app and do app things.
App things.
Yeah. You do app things. But let's talk about some random thoughts. And the one thing that's been going on right now, we have a brand new Marvel series that's pretty popular right now, the Hawkeye one. I know you watched the first 3 episodes, and I'm pretty sure you're familiar with the story that's based off and stuff. So what are your initial thoughts?
This is turning out to be probably my favorite of all of the Marvel TV properties that's come out. I loved, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier. I think that was my favorite one so far. But every episode of this so far, I've absolutely loved. I love the interplay between Jeremy Renner and Haley Steinfeld, I think it's his name. I think they're playing those characters amazingly. And there's some things that I've been excited for that could possibly happen inside of the series.
Yeah.
Finally got a little payoff this week. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see where we go with it because Daredevil's coming, bro.
Yeah,
and
you're all happy about that.
I am. We got a hand in there and a little chuckle. It's him. It's him. It's Kingpin. It's Kingpin.
There's a hand.
Yeah.
You saw a hand?
Yeah, I saw a hand.
Like the Web of Spider-Man 18 hand?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I don't know.
All I know is, and I did a little research after I
Okay.
saw the hand come in and touch her face, and I heard his little chuckle in the background, right?
Oh.
I went back and watched a few of the episodes of Daredevil, right? Watching his hands. That's his hand, bro.
Okay.
That was his hand.
Looking at the dude's hands. That's what he's searching on the internet.
But it was really cool to get Echo.
Dude's hands.
Dude's hands. It was really cool to get Echo. I don't know if people caught this, but when her spoilers, when her uncle dies, he reaches out and he touches her face and puts the handprint on her face. That's kind of reminiscent of the David Mack cover where you got the handprint, you see Echo inside of it. I thought that was really cool. So they're doing little tiny homages to different things inside of this.
Nice.
But this last episode, the third episode, it was fun all the way through.
Yeah.
All the action, all the interplay, the new character, basically being introduced, Echo's origin. I'm loving this series. And but how about you? Have you liked it?
Yeah, I think I agree with you that Winter Soldier one or Captain America one, it was my favorite one so far. I didn't really like Loki that much. The WandaVision was half good, half I didn't like. And the What If I didn't even finish watching any of those. So this one definitely right now is probably my favorite. There's a little bit of charm to this, and I like that word because that's what a lot of the Marvel stuff do. There's charm involved, and this story has some charm to it. Guardians of the Galaxy had a little bit of charm to it. I see the same thing, even though it's a different type of story. Not like in space and all that stuff, but it's easy to watch and it's easy to enjoy, and that's what I'm seeing in this series because the characters that are involved are very easy to like. Hawkeye and the girl Hawkeye, they fit well on the screen together. They do a very good job, and it's not overwhelming, and it's easy to follow along, and I've liked it. It's pure, just nice, easy, nice to watch, charming television to watch. And so all 3 episodes, they flew right by. And I love the new character. I think she does a great job. And I think she's going to fit into the Marvel Universe with her banter and her attitude with all the different characters. She fits right in.
Absolutely.
And I think it's going to she'll be involved for quite some time to come. So
we're getting Young Avengers.
Yeah. So sure. I mean, I really enjoy it. So I'm pretty happy to have that series going because I know there's some other stuff like there's the Monkey one on Hulu. I haven't watched that. I'm not too interested in the cartoon or whatnot. So right now that's really about it. And I thought it was great. So I'm pretty happy that. I don't know how many episodes. 8 probably.
I think I don't remember.
I think that's what they normally
6
do.
to 8.
8, something like that. I hope it's 8. And then what comes after that? Moon Knight or something?
Hopefully.
That look
I
pretty cool.
think maybe it'll be She-Hulk before Moon Knight.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, something good.
But next month we're getting the new Spider-Man movie. I already bought my tickets.
This month.
I already bought my tickets.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mephisto's in there.
No.
It's all
Mephisto's and everything.
It's all Mephisto.
Yeah.
I guess they got bunches of Spider-Mans in there.
That's what we're hoping for.
Like Andrew Garfield
and Tobey
Maguire. And like other ones.
Other ones. Lego
Spider-Man's in there. He shows up.
We're gonna get Nicolas Cage as a Spider-Man noir.
You're gonna get what's his name, Knight Rider. He's gonna come in as Nick Cage.
The Hoff.
Yeah, David Hasselhoff. The worlds are bending, man. You just show up there.
There we go.
You get something, so I don't know.
I hope.
We'll take it.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah,
I think we're being duped, but
here you go. This is I'm not gonna go see it, so you're just gonna have to spoil it for me,
sure,
like you normally do. I
still haven't seen the Eternals.
I didn't see that one either.
Yeah.
Was it any good?
I have no idea.
We didn't like it. Is it still out?
Yeah.
I just watched that Shang-Chi one.
Oh, I love that.
It was okay.
It's okay.
I don't like it.
I'm different. I love that movie.
I know you're different. Word of the day, I'm different. You know what? That's about it for random thoughts. I did want to say real quick. People ask, "How's the bus going along?" I haven't worked on the bus for weeks, just because I've been busy taking care of some other stuff. I'm in back of the swing of things. We're getting things taken care of, and back working on the bus, and gonna have the seats put in this week and everything. So it's getting close to being done, and then Whatnot is gonna step in and take care of some other stuff. So I'm excited about that. And so hopefully by the end of December, it'll be totally done.
That's amazing.
And then I can focus on other stuff, like cleaning out this house. And getting all the stuff out of here so somebody can bring their stuff in here.
That's right.
And stuff like that. So December is dedicated to the bus. January is dedicated to the house. And February is thinking about leaving. So, getting the ball rolling. So that's kind of what's on the slate right now as far as what's going on. I did want to say to you, you made some more videos as of late. Yeah. And you kind of recommitted yourself to making videos. Absolutely. It's kind of nice to see your lovely face on there. So, I like comic books. So go check out Everything Comics. You can go see what type of videos you're doing now.
I'm still putting out some review videos. I got another review video that should drop before this video drops this weekend. And then I've got a couple of haul videos that I'll be doing. Just some stuff I picked up here lately, things people have been sending me. I got some pretty good stuff here lately, so I'll be happy to show that off. And then I got one segment that I'm working on that's basically what I love and hated about the 90s, and I got the perfect series to show that off. And so I'll be doing that coming up here pretty quick. But other than that, I'm just having fun right now.
What I loved about the 90s was Jessica. How you doing?
How you doing?
Miss you. Never forget you.
There you go.
What I hated about the 90s?
Jessica. All right. That sums it up right there.
Yeah, exactly. Good times, bad times. Yeah. So there you go.
That's the way it usually goes, right?
This is the early 90s.
Early 90s. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, good stuff.
Yeah, the rest of the 90s are brewed about it.
Oh, memories. That shouldn't have happened. You know what? This is great being back here doing this. We really enjoy doing this. Like I said, honestly, we're only about 10 episodes left before the end of this version of the Coffee Comic Show. I think we're going to try to have our friends back, maybe with us together, all of us.
That'd be amazing.
We need to have Jennifer back on and Damien back on. And I don't know what that Jason guy is doing.
Yeah, Jason would be cool to have on here.
Yeah, what the hell? And he probably don't want to talk to me anymore. I don't know what his deal is. He probably got too many little pops in his house or something.
Are you his Jessica now?
I'll never be anyone's Jessica. There was only one Jessica.
All right.
Yeah.
The one.
The one that please get away.
Oh my gosh.
No, she was great. Good person.
Good person.
Hopefully you're doing well. Not my kids. Not my kids.
There we go.
Thank God. Right. But no, it's been fun being back and doing this. I've missed it and stuff. And as you can see, the set looks a little bit different because we took some of the pictures off, and I'm using them to build the van, the cupboards and stuff. So we just kind of made do with what was left around the house and everything. But to think that I was looking back and you're at 83 episodes of this that you've done and stuff. So I mean,
that blows me away.
Yeah.
So I'll almost get up to 100, but by the time we're done,
I'm at 140 as of this one. I'm at 141 because I took one off when you did the hosting and stuff like that. But I was looking at yours. You were at 83 total, and the 4-year anniversary of the channel is February like 10th or whatnot, or the 7th, and that's probably going to be the last show, to be honest, the 4-year anniversary, because that week I announced last year that, hey, this year I'm going to get a bus, and by next year, February, March, I'm leaving.
Yep.
And it's on track, and it's I put a goal in place, and it's actually happening. So
so excited for you, man.
It's getting closer every day. So a little nervous, but I'm excited, and
I think we both have that going on.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of changes coming our way. So, but the next few weeks should be pretty normal and relaxing. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching and sticking around. Thank you for all our Patreon members. Thank you for all the support, like I said, for our buddy Sam. We're going to be doing more stuff for him down the line. There's some other stuff lined up that's very special to us that we want to do. I want to say thank you to there you go, awesome piece of artwork from Logan that he did for us. Thank you to his family. I think his wife is in town this week. I think I might go have coffee with her or something like that.
Right.
And his mother and his sister appreciate all the support you guys gave them. That's brought them to tears to see all the kind words, because I mean, I've said this before. They really didn't have any idea about this comic book community, and as much as I tried to explain it to them, they weren't going to get it until they saw it. And then when they saw it, because they watched all the auctions, and they're like, "Holy crap!" You know, that Sam affected a lot of people. I go, "Yeah, he did. He affected a lot, and me included. This gentleman included.
Absolutely."
And the rest of the series is dedicated to Sam. So there you go. Anyway, that's about it. I don't think I have anything left. You good?
I'm good.
All right. You want to do? Let's see. Do you remember how to do this?
Oh my gosh, I forgot.
All right. Let's see if you can do this.
Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do. We'll see you next time. Bye. Bye. That was freaking good. I got it.